So where did the idea for the Timbuktu Trail come from?
I think it was something that sort of developed from the group working together and looking at how we could promote this. And ultimately, we are a tourist town, and we could use the fact that we're a tourist town to promote our twinning. And what better way than actually having a tourist trail? But having said that, when it started as a tourist trail looking at Timbuktu, but then we started thinking this was a good way to get people from Hay involved as well, and so by using it with the schools, I think more people in Hay get to know about it as well. First of all, looked at the Millennium Development Goals and thought, we need to actually use those in what we're looking at. Millennium Development Goals, about improving the world for everyone, for people of other countries, for people of this country. There was looking at trade and people not just giving aid, so we had the work that was being done with the haymakers, where the artisans from Timbuktu were actually selling their products. There was the issue of community garden, which was an issue for our town, about needing people wanting places to grow their vegetables, but about people eradicating starvation and hunger. We went to the medical centre. We looked at the work that was being done by medics for Timbuktu, and then we came up with the ideas collectively of what do we think are similar, what do we think we should be using to look at different elements of Timbuktu and us. Obviously the books were a huge focus.
Ahmed Baba, il y a plus qu'1 million de livres.
Oui, je confirme qu'il y a plus d'1 million de livres là-bas au centre Ahmed Baba de Tombouctou.
Wow.
Parce que c'est plus grand qu'ici aussi, qu'on vient de visiter.
Okay, so the centre Ahmed Baba is much bigger than the cinema bookshop in Hay. So they were just explaining that there are more than 1 million books housed there.
C'est l'histoire du monde qui se trouve là-bas.
You can find the history of the world in this library.
And actually, when we did it, we could have done lots more. There were so many things that we wanted to join together. We can learn from each other that this is not something where we're saying, oh, Timbuktu is a small, is an underdeveloped, poor African country. This is some African town. This is something that we could be looking at and saying, yes, they have ideas that we could use, that this is better than us. Is there anything we could learn from here?
Ce n'est pas possible de les envoyer dans une maison de retraite, non.
So it's totally unthinkable in Timbuktu society to put old people in a home. Yeah. It's just unquestionable. They would always keep them and look after them in their own homes.
Yeah. We wanted it to be slick. I can't think of a better word. We wanted it to be something that people are interested in, so we employed very good local artists who have done wonderful signs. If you see the signs around the town, it had to be something that would interest people and make them want to actually do the trail.
What challenges did you experience?
Challenges of national parks, planning permission, how much they were going to charge for planning permission. Silly bureaucratic things were really the only major challenge that we found, but they've been overcome.
Fascinating, very interesting. We've just bought a flat in Hay, so to get a bit more of the background and to understand the links to Timbuktu are fascinating, and I've seen things, I've been coming to Hay all my life and I've seen things that I've never seen or understood before.
I had no idea that Hay was even twinned with Timbuktu, so actually finding out that was a surprise, but actually learning about the various links that are going on and what's being done going both ways.
I think it would be really good to actually produce a book that extends it, so that you have, because there are quite short notes in there, and when you are actually going around a Hay, there are so many other things you can look at that are really interesting. The history of Hay, which I think people would be interested in,